Welcome back to another episode of Clutch or Kick. This is your host, Alonzo. Today we'll be discussing Starfield delay, a little news about MW2, Arma 4 being revealed, and some Warzone 2 leaks. So yeah, let's get right into it. So to start off today, we have Apex Legends Mobile. They did release a trailer, and it also showed off that new exclusive character Fade that we discussed last week. So if you don't know, Mobile will be getting exclusive characters so far as we know, and most likely modes, and I think maps, but I could be wrong, because they did reveal that there is a new arena map for the mobile version called Overflow. That's a part of this when it reveals on launch day, which is actually, I think that already happened like a little bit ago. But we do have, or a couple days ago, this being recorded, but we have some abilities to go over. I think it's a he. Tactical is called Flashback. It allows them to shift to a previous position, kind of like a TP. Their ultimate is a phase chamber. Throw an activator core that phases all players in its radius to prevent them from causing and taking damage for a few seconds. So kind of like Wraith, I'm guessing. Her one of her abilities, her tactical ability. Some new modes to show that could be exclusive. We have 3v3 team deathmatch and also quick play being introduced to Apex Legend Mobile. So I don't know, like we've seen before, Apex Legend Mobile and its exclusivity has already kind of upset some people on the PC side and console side of the community, considering how it's kind of dumb how they're getting exclusive stuff and skins and all this stuff. But at the end of the day, I don't think that community is going to be that huge on the mobile side to where it should be a problem. I don't know. I think as long as they focus on their main ports, they'll be fine. It's just, I kind of feel like Apex Legend Mobile is kind of an unneeded addition to the franchise, unless they're just trying to squeeze more money out of people, which you probably are. But I don't know. I feel like it was kind of unneeded. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see where it goes. We have seen obviously PUBG Mobile be successful. I mean, it's very big in South America, and they do have all those tournaments and stuff to do. But yeah, we'll see where this goes. Starfield. We mentioned, I believe, last week about the delay that did happen, and this week developers behind the game decided to explain a little bit why they delayed. They talked about a lot of things relating to how the release of Cyberpunk was, and they did not feel like they felt like it was the closest to what Cyberpunk when it was released. So very buggy, a lot of technical issues, coding issues, stability problems, stuff like that. So they felt that they were too afraid to release it on November of this year, considering all these problems, feeling like they were not going to be ready to fix those in time. So I mean, that makes a lot of sense considering they're trying to make it as perfect as they can. I think also they're just trying to win back fans from when they released Fallout 76, considering they lost a big chunk probably of Bethesda fans because that game was pretty much of a flop. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully it's promising. Obviously it's a huge game that a lot of people are looking forward to. So I'm hoping that they can live up to what they stand by. And if they don't, well, then it's just another hyped up game that's failed the community again. But what else is new? Yeah. So next up we have MW2 2022 getting some news. There will be possibly a trading skin system, and this will most likely be available in the new mode called DMZ. Now, those of you who don't know, the DMZ mode will be very similar to Escape from Tarkov, so we're looking for a more like milsim, realistic CQB or CQC like style of a mode. Obviously, we'll have earning cosmetics through it and upgrades through the mode, and then obviously those cosmetics can be traded in a massive marketplace within the game. Kind of similar, I imagine. If they're going for that, I kind of imagine it'll be kind of similar to the CS:GO skin marketplace, but just not be where you buy it for money. It'll probably just be just simple trades. What other game has trades? There's another game that has trades. I forget what it is, and I don't think you pay money. Actually, no, CSGO, you don't have to pay money for things. You just need their Steam profile. That's true. So, yeah, my guess will be similar to that, maybe. There's also a rumor that you could either only trade DMZ skins, or you might be able to do multiplayer cosmetics as well. So, there could be two different cosmetic set things for the two modes. So, I think that'd be kind of cool. That just means there's going to be a hell of a lot of cosmetics coming to the game, which is understanding considering that it will be a 2-year period, since we're not going to be getting a Call of Duty in 2023. So, yeah, I'm definitely looking towards that. I'm actually very interested in the DMZ mode, because I am kind of a Escape from Tarkov fan. So I'm very interested to see their take on that esque or type of genre of game, and incorporate that in Call of Duty. It's going to be very interesting, I think, to see. But yeah, Remedy Entertainment. Next up, we have Remedy Entertainment announcing some of its upcoming releases that they will be expecting within the next, I don't know, by the end of the year or next year or coming years. The big one right now that we know of is Alan Wake 2, which did get announced at Game Awards this past year, and it's set to come out in 2023. When they announced it at Game Awards, it did say they're in full production mode, so hopefully we'll be getting a set date in 2023 and not be pushed back for a 2024 release. So we know how big that title is. It's been a little while since it's come out, or since its last game, but people did really enjoy it, so hopefully that's going to be good as well. Another game, codenamed Vanguard, it's supposed to be worked on also with Tencent. There hasn't been much details about the game, or at least I haven't heard details about this game, but that's just another title that they announced that will be upcoming. There are some other games with codenamed Condor and codename Heron. These are similar to I believe the Control codenames, and one of those, which I believe is the Heron one, is the biggest of the two games. So most likely maybe a Control sequel, possibly. I mean, we do know they are working on as well the Max Payne 1 and 2 remakes. So one of those could be that, maybe. I don't know for sure. But yeah, I haven't played Control yet, but I heard it's really good. So I'm going to have to get on it within the next maybe week or so, because I think I still have it. But yeah, next up we have Arma 4. This is a big one. Arma 4 has just announced its next installment to the game. They announced, obviously, they're going to be having a new engine with the game. And recently, with that reveal of Arma 4, they announced a standalone kind of game, which you have to pay for, and it showcases basically the new engine, kind of test stuff out with the mod menus and all this kind of jazz that's going to be available in Arma 4. We didn't get a set release date, I believe, for Arma 4, but my guess is that we'll be looking on probably the end of next year, maybe 2024. Yeah, we'll see how long this game, what they called it, Arma Reforger is the game. It has like a Cold War looking like vibe to it, or like theme. So yeah, I don't know. It's definitely a cool like snapshot to look at to what to expect in Arma 4. So that's kind of cool. The only downside is I kind of wish they just did it for free instead of try to gouge people for more money because I think it's like $30. So I don't know the point in doing that, but yeah, Arma 4, a pretty good last one. Arma 3 has lasted a long time. It's been a very favorite game in the Milsim community, but I'm definitely interested in seeing Arma 4. Warzone 2, we have some leaks flopping around. Supposedly the map is going to be very similar to the Blackout map, which that got me a little bit excited because I think Blackout is better than Warzone, in my opinion. And it will also feature some classic locations from the MW2 2009 title, the original. Obviously, we know that with Warzone 2, we will be expecting that with the launch of MW2 this year. And yeah, I don't know. Hopefully it's a better revamp of what Warzone 1 was. Warzone was fun, I feel like. Excuse me. It was fun for maybe like 2 seconds. I don't know. I didn't really find it that amusing because honestly, after a while, people just are sweaty, trying to feel like they're going to be in phase, and it just got weird. And then they started adding a bunch of nonsense and converging the two games. It just got messy, I feel like. But I mean, hopefully they can make it better. I mean, if it's similar to Blackout itself, I think that would be amazing. The Blackout map already, I think, was great. Better, I think, than Verdansk, to be honest. But yeah, that's I think that's pretty exciting news considering we could be expecting that this year. So yeah. Up next, we have Battlefield 2042. I know it's not a huge game right now considering it only has like 1,000 concurrent players, but they did release an update that I think is pretty changing to the game itself. And it just kind of has some quality of life, and then they also are removing some stuff, some big stuff actually. So some summary, like a little summary of what's going on. The power of the Boris SG-36 sentry gun has been reduced, which I believe is it's the gadget that Boris has, like the specialist gadget. Angel can no longer provide armor plates via his supply bag. Stock weapons now handle better through improved base recoil, so without attachments, since I know attachments honestly are kind of hard to unlock in the game. I feel like it's a little bit grindy. To compensate, they've also slightly reduced the recoil benefits provided by attachments. All-out warfare this is a big one. All-out warfare playlists have now been updated with new setups, and they are removing breakthrough with 128 from the list of options. So there no longer will be 128 player lobbies. They are now, I believe, going down to the 64 that they did back in all the original, all the other Battlefields. But yeah, so 128 player lobbies are no longer there. So I think that's a great addition, considering they did say themselves that it was not a necessity for bigger to be better. They wanted to rather descale it, considering obviously they'll be releasing some new maps later this year. And yeah, and obviously we announced previously in like I think it was 2 episodes ago that that they already are in the works of a new Battlefield. So this is kind of just getting set and kind of just get rid of 128. Let's just ride this game out for a little bit longer, you know, and I mean, hopefully we'll get a promising Battlefield in the upcoming years, because Battlefield can't go out like this. It just can't. It's too successful of a franchise in its last around 4 or 5 titles that before 2042 that they can't just go out like this. I think they can come out with a bang. If they can improve on this, it would be a great thing to do. But yeah, I'll just pull out some other patch stuff. So we got aim assist has been improved while aiming at moving targets, and it's no longer incorrectly acquired targets from thin obstacles. Just a trigger way to ensure inputs are more responsive when applying successive inputs. Audio, the announcer voice for 1942 and Battlefield 3 experiences have been remastered. Now includes new radio sound effects. So that's kind of cool. A little bit, mostly like detailed stuff, it seems like. Okay, in the Battlefield Portal, we have specialists will now correctly display animations during the end of the round screen while in Battlefield Portal modes. They made the following changes with hardcore templates. So they have enabled HUD and hardcore templates, disabled minimap and compass in hardcore templates. Some gadgets, we have hitting enemies with the EMP effects can now correctly trigger player distributed XP. They remove placement delay for deployable gadgets for just in general. And then deployable gadgets are now easier to deploy. So I'm guessing faster because honestly, the gadgets I feel like they did take a while to fully deploy or even just get out of your pockets or your ass. And then obviously they did a little summary too in this update. We're making multiple updates to the all-out warfare rotations. Linking Chains Remover 120 player version of Breakthrough. When renewing available expansions or experiences in all-out warfare, we feel that 128 player modes are better suited for Conquest, where gameplay spaces are larger and where you have a more natural fit for sandbox gameplay. Breakthroughs 128 player mode. I feel like the value and impact of individual player and squads reduced due to the increased intensity and chaos of combat. When reviewing Breakthrough, we know that the 64 player version represented a more tactical experience. Honestly, kind of true. Reducing our player count here helps to remove some of the chaos from experience in combination with the reductions. Damage to the number, yada, yada, yada. Combat vehicles. So they reduced combat vehicle availability, which is nice. I feel like the introduction of that in Battlefield 1 and Battlefield 5, I think was a great introduction of that because you don't get vehicles every time. It's only once in a while. Or it's like long cooldowns. I think that's a great thing. The soldier compass now expands when it's ADS. In ADS, improved readability. And then just some updates to specialists. Angel no longer able to grant armor plates to supply bag, like we just mentioned. Spotting via the SG-36 sentry gun for Boris now highlights spotted players via red dot. Spot enemies are now also visible to friendlies. Sentry gun no longer tracks players behind walls. Overall damage and health has been lowered. So we have the RPM with the rate per minute being lowered from 450 to 250. Start damage 16 to 10. End damage 10 to 7. Fall off damage range 50 to 40. Projectile speed 960. That was this milliseconds. I think, I don't know. To 500. Health 200 to 150. Lock on time increased by 0.3 seconds. Target forget time 2 to 1.5 seconds. Target lock on range 65 to 50 meters. And reload speed 5.2 to 4.2 seconds. Dozer bashing with the ballistic shield that he has. Now well inside smoke should always deal damage. So I guess there was a glitch, I imagine, where you couldn't deal damage inside smoke for some reason. Irish, his fortification system recharge rate reduced from 25 to 20 seconds. And yeah, a little bit, actually we'll go a little bit over some of the weapons as well. So we have the AC-42 getting a increased damage drop off at higher ranges. AK-24 removing the semi-auto mode and increased burst mode rate of fire to 900 RPM. The NTW-50, the effectiveness against vehicles is improved. Additional damage multiplier versus tank tracks. The PKP BP, the vertical recoil has been increased, and the add horizontal recoil profile. SFAR MGL, improved damage at short to medium range. Takedown an enemy now requires 5 instead of 4 bullets while at 20 meters, and decrease the damage drop off for the overall gun itself. The SVK has now reduced horizontal recoil to make it easier to land follow-up shots. They increase the distance damage drop off past 40 meters, and the high power rounds damage lowered past 150 meters. Taking down an enemy now requires 3 instead of 2 bullets as well. So yeah, that's pretty much all there is to this update. Obviously, the big takeaway was that 128 being taken away in the breakthrough 128 players. So I think that's a big step in the right direction. Obviously, will this game continue to get better? Hopefully, but in the end, I don't think there'll be enough improvements to where people will want to come back. I think people will just be wanting to wait for the new game, just overall. And yeah. So next up, we have a little bit of news about Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. Updates are on their way in the coming weeks, hopefully. We could be getting the game relatively soon, and by relatively soon, probably within the next year or 2 years, maybe. And then it, just for those of you who don't know, it's not going to be an exact sequel to be where it's going to be Knights of the Old Republic 3. It's going to be most likely just a reboot. It's supposed to be a remake of the 2003 version. So like I said, not necessarily a sequel. It's just going to be like almost like a remaster, but it's going to be a full-on from scratch remake of that game. So that's going to be pretty interesting. I think I only played a little bit of Knights of the Old Republic because honestly it's a pretty old game, so I was kind of small during that time. But yeah, I'm definitely interested to get my hands on that, hopefully in the next couple years. Next up, or lastly, we have MLB The Show 22 big update coming this Friday. We have obviously the big program arriving. I don't know exactly what the name is, to be honest, but it is only going to be a 2-week-long program, mostly filled with Phillies players. The boss will be Roy Halladay, 95 overall, so that's going to be cool. He's probably going to be one of, if not the best pitcher probably in the game. It also features a 94 Cole Hamels. We got a gold Chase Utley card, another Chase Utley card for no reason. I don't really know why. New choice pack called Always Intense. And honestly, this choice pack is pretty juiced. For the rare round, we have a 95 Mookie, 95 Brandon Crawford, and a 95 Tom Glavine. And then the base round, you have the chances to get a 91 Will Myers, Juan Pierre, and a 90 Brad Hand, Al Leiter, and Matt Chapman. So that's pretty cool. Also, new headliner coming to this update. We have 94 overall Ralph Kleiner, and then new Conquest, which is in the spirit of, I'm guessing, Phillies. It is the Liberty Bell, in the shape of Liberty Bell. And then obviously we're getting the new Tops Moments, and I imagine a new update, but I haven't seen the name or information on that yet. So yeah, those of you who play, you'll see that on Friday. But yeah, that's pretty much all it is for me this week. What do you guys think about the Fade character in Apex Legend Mobile? How you guys feeling about MW2 2022 in the DMZ mode? What are you guys' feelings about the new titles coming up in the Remedy Entertainment cycle for new games? What do you guys think about Arma 4 coming out, the new installment? And also, how do you guys feel about the Arma Reforger title that they released? And yeah, what do you guys think about also the 2042 patch? And will the game get better? Will they have a future? Or will we just rather wait for the new game? So yeah, guys, that's it for me this week. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll talk to you guys next week. Peace.